Hello students, I am Professor Dheeraj Kumar Singh from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sagar Group of Institutions, Sistekar, Bhopal. Dear students, today we are going to discuss the topic PDB work in various processes. So let's start our topic. In last class we had already discussed about work transfer and the equation W equal to integral PdV. So let us revise this first and then we will move to next point. Important points with respect to work transfer. First is work transfer is a path function, it is an exact differential, it is not a property and it is a boundary phenomena. What are the basic conditions for applying this equation W equal to integral PdV? First is a system must be a closed system. We all know about closed system. Second point is work should cross the boundary. And third point is the process must be a reversible process. So dear students, today we are going to see PDV work, that is non-flow or closed system work for various processes, right? So our first process is constant volume process. Constant volume process is also known as isochoric process. We can see in this graph or in this diagram that 1 to 2 is a constant volume process. If we will see the value of volume V1, so that value of V1 will be equal to the value of V2. So V1 is equal to V2, means the value of volume at point 1 at point 2 will be same. So that's why this is known as constant volume process. If we want to take the example of constant volume, so we can take a rigid container, means volume will be constant. Whenever you will find a numerical question regarding constant volume process, then you will get a word like rigid container. So wherever this word is used, we have to understand that volume is constant. So our non-flow closed system work is W equal to integral PdV. So we can see here our initial volume V1 and final volume V2 is equal. So change in volume is equal to 0. When our initial volume and final volume is equal, then change in volume is equal to 0. So that means dV equal to 0. So we will apply that dV equal to 0 in this equation W equal to integral PdV, then we will get W equal to 0. So non-flow closed system work or constant volume closed system work is equal to 0. So we have to remember that point, that in constant volume process we will get 0 value of non-flow work. Now we will move to constant pressure process. We can see in this graph that pressure is constant. So at point 1 and at point 2 pressure is same. So P1 is equal to P2. Constant pressure process is also known as isobaric or isopistic process. So we can see here area under the curve projected on volume axis will give us the non-flow work. So here in this equation we can see W12 is equal to integral lower limit V1 and upper limit V2 PdV. So dV will be getting integrated, so the value of integration will become V, so that will be equal to P into V2 minus V1, right? So when we will apply upper limit and lower limit on V, then we will get the equation P into V2 minus V1. So here also we can see constant pressure P1 is equal to P2, W equal to integral PdV. We will apply here lower limit and upper limit as V1 and V2. So taking out pressure W equal to P integral dV. So we will get W equal to P into V2 minus V1, or we can say W equal to P into V final minus V initial. So in a constant pressure process, non-flow work will be equal to pressure multiplied by the difference of volumes. Now we will move to isothermal or constant temperature process. Isothermal process means temperature will be constant. So we can see this graph and we can see the equation PV equal to constant. So we can see here, this is a rectangular hyperbola curve. So for isothermal process, we are having a rectangular hyperbola curve. That means at any point on this curve, we will multiply pressure into volume, we will get a constant value at any point. If we will take this point, if we will take this point, if we will take this point, if we will take this point. So at any point on this curve, we will multiply pressure into volume, we will get a constant value. So this is the graph for isothermal process or constant temperature process. We can see here what will be the work done in isothermal process. W equal to integral P dV, lower limit 1 and upper limit 2. Obviously that will be V1 and V2. So for an ideal gas, we know PV equal to nRT. For an ideal gas equation, we know this is the equation for ideal gas. That is PV equal to nRT. P is pressure, V is volume, N is number of moles, and R is universal gas constant, and T is temperature. If we will replace that M with M, that is mass of the gas, then that R will become characteristic gas equation. So now we will write this equation as P equal to nRT by V. We are taking that V to the denominator in the right hand side, then this will become P equal to nRT by V. And now we are putting that value nRT by V in this equation here at the place of P. So what we will get? W equal to integral 1 to 2 nRT divided by V dV. We are taking nRT outside of the integration. So now it will become nRT integral 1 to 2 dV by V, and we all know the integration of dV by V, that is ln V, right? So after applying the upper limits and lower limits, we will get the value W is equal to nRT ln V2 divided by V1. Also we can write the work done in isothermal process as we can see here, PV equal to nRT. So we can also write at the place of nRT here P1 V1. So our work done in isothermal process also become P1 V1 ln V2 by V1. Or we can also write that particular ln V2 by V1 in terms of pressure. For an example, we know PV is equal to constant, right? So P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So we can write V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by V2. So in the last expression, we can write here W equal to nRT ln P1 by P2. We will also see this in next slide. So we can see here very easily that PdV were quasi-static process. All these processes are very slow process. So whether it is a constant volume process, constant pressure process, or constant temperature process, all these processes are quasi-static processes, right? So here we can see process in which PV equal to constant. PV equal to constant, that means our temperature is constant here. So we can write at the place of V C divided by capital V. So here W12 equal to integral lower limit V1 upper limit V2 P dV. So this is the sign of dash, this is not minus, right? So PV we can write PV equal to P1 V1 equal to constant, and now we can replace this V from here. So P is equal to P1 V1 divided by V. So at the place of P here, now we will write P1 V1 by V. So very easily W12 is equal to integral P1 V1 divided by V dV. Now we will take P1 V1 outside of the integration, and that will become 1 by V dV. Again we will integrate it and we will get P1 V1 ln V2 by V1, as I had discussed earlier in the last slide. So directly also we can write here for an example W12 is equal to MRT ln V2 by V1, or W12 is equal to P1 V1 ln V2 by V1, or we can write here W12 is equal to P1 V1 ln P1 by P2. So dear students, non-flow isothermal work or closed system work in isothermal process will be equal to P1 V1 ln V final divided by V initial, or P1 V1 ln P initial divided by P final. Now move to polytropic process, right? Yes. Polytropic process basically, dear students, is a thermodynamic process that obeys the relation given below this equation, right? PV to power n equal to constant, right? Where P is pressure, V is volume, and this n is adiabatic index, and this C is constant. In polytropic processes, both heat transfer and work transfer takes place, but in adiabatic process only work transfer takes place, because in adiabatic process heat transfer is 0, right? So now we are going to see what will be the closed system non-flow work in polytropic process, right? Here the polytropic index will always be between 1 and gamma, means 1 is less than n and n is less than gamma. Gamma is adiabatic index, that is for adiabatic process, and n is polytropic index, that is for polytropic process. Where gamma is adiabatic index and gamma is greater than 1 always. I will also tell you why gamma is greater than 1, because Cp is greater than Cv. What is Cp? Specific heat at constant pressure is greater than specific heat at constant volume. Because why Cp is greater than Cv? Because when we supply heat in constant pressure, right, in comparison to constant volume to heat a particular mass, then more heat is required in constant pressure process. So when we'll apply that equation, Q equal to mCp delta T and Q equal to mCv delta T, then from there we can see our Cp is greater than Cv, and the ratio of Cp and Cv is known as gamma, that is gamma is greater than 1, and for air it is 1.4. So now dear students, we can see here for an example, if we want to understand this graph, then this graph is very easy. For an example, if you put the value of n is equal to 0, then what will you get? You will get P equal to constant. When you will put n equal to 0, then the power of V equal to 0, that will become 1. So it will be P equal to constant. Means when you will put value 0 in adiabatic index, at this time you will get constant pressure process like this. 1 to 2 is a constant pressure process when you have put n equal to 0. Similarly, when you will put n equal to 1, so it will become PV equal to constant, which we have just discussed about isothermal process. So it will become a isothermal process like this. N is equal to 1 and this will become a isothermal process. Means at any point if we will multiply pressure and volume, we will get a same constant value. Now this n equal to 2, or we can say any value between 1 to gamma, that will become our polytropic process, and this n equal to gamma, that will become our adiabatic process, and this vertical line, when you will put n equal to infinity, right, at the place of n, when you will put infinity, you will get a constant volume process, right? Pressure will eliminated from here and you will get constant volume process. So this is the depiction of some thermodynamic processes on PV graph. Okay, let us move to our main topic. We were discussing non-flow or closed system work for thermodynamic processes. So non-flow closed system work in polytropic process, how we will find it out? Look, PV to power n equal to constant. Okay, what is our non-flow work? Non-flow work is W12 is equal to integral V1 V2 PdV. Okay, so this is dash only, this is not a negative sign, this is dash. So PV to power n equal to P1 V1 to power n. We can write PV to power n is equal to P1 V1 to power n, P2 V2 to power n, P3 V3 to power n. Why? Because the multiplication of P and V to power n is constant. So we can write PV to power n equal to P1 V1 right here. So that's why we have written here PV to power n equal to P1 V1 to power n. Now we will take that V to power n in the denominator in the right hand side. Then what we will get? P equal to P1 V1 to power n divided by V to power n. Right, and now we will put the value of this P in this equation here. So what we will get? W12 equal to integral V1 V2 P1 V2 V1 to power n divided by V to power n dV. Now we can integrate this Vn with respect to this dV. So we will take out P1 V1 to power n outside of the integration. So now we can see in the second last term that W equal to P1 V1 to power n integral V1 V2 dV divided by V2 power n. When we will take that Vn in the numerator, then the sign of its power will change. So it will become P1 V1 to power n integral V1 V2 V to power minus n dV, right? So here in this step you can see that now we will integrate it. V to power minus n will get integrated with respect to V. So we know that x to power n dx, if we integrate x to power n dx, then it will become x to power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So similarly, if we will integrate V to power minus n dV, then we will get V to power minus n plus 1 divided by minus n plus 1 in the denominator also, right? Upper limit V2 and lower limit V1. Now we will apply our upper limit and lower limit in this expression. So what we will get, first of all we will apply upper limit. So we will get V2 to power minus n plus 1 minus V1 to power minus n plus 1 divided by minus n plus 1, right? Now we will take this P1 V1 inside the bracket. So now what will be our next expression? Our next expression will become this P1 V1 to power n will get multiplied by with this V2 to power minus n plus 1, and this P1 V1 to power n will get multiplied with this V1 to power n minus n plus 1. So now the expression will become P1 V1 to power n V2 to power minus n plus 1 minus P1 V1 to power 1 V1 minus n plus 1 whole divided by minus n plus 1, right? Now what we will see, we can see here in the second step here, in the second point here, that V1 to power n and V1 to power minus n, right? These two are equal and opposite, so these two will get cancelled out. So now we will get P1 and V1 to power n, means the expression, this expression will convert it into P1 V1 here. So our new expression which will be equal to W1 to P1 V1 to power n into V2 to power n minus 1 minus P1 V1 divided by minus n plus 1. Now we all know that in polytropic process, as I earlier discussed, that PV to power n equal to constant. So we can write P1 V1 to power n equal to P2 V2 to power n equal to constant. So dear friends, we can write here P1 V1 to power n as P2 V2 to power n. And when we write P1 V1 to power n as P2 V2 to power n, then this V2 to power n and this V2 to power minus n is equal and opposite, then these two will also get cancelled out. Then what will remaining? V2 to power 1 will only remaining. So now our expression will become W12 is equal to P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by minus n plus 1. Taking negative sign outside, then our final expression will become W12 is equal to P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by n minus 1. So dear students, this is the expression of non-flow closed system work for polytropic process. If we will talk about adiabatic process, then what we have to do, just we have to replace this n by gamma. So we can see this in next slide. Here, adiabatic process. What is adiabatic process? Adiabatic process is a process in which there is no heat transfer from the system or to the system. And where gamma is the adiabatic index, its value is gamma is greater than 1. Why gamma is greater than 1? I have already discussed with you all. And for air it is 1.4. So the equation of adiabatic process is PV to power gamma equal to constant. As we have discussed in polytropic process, PV to power n equal to constant. So similarly we will proceed and we will get this equation in the last, W equal to P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by 1 minus gamma, or we can find out, we can get W equal to P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. So these are the expressions of non-flow closed system work for these 5 processes. Till now we have discussed non-flow closed system work for constant volume, that will be our 0. Then we have discussed constant pressure non-flow process, in which our work is P into V final minus V initial, and in the case of isothermal process our non-flow work will be P1 V1 ln V2 by V1 or MRT ln V2 by V1 or MRT ln P1 by P2. And in polytropic process we have seen our non-flow closed system work will be P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by n minus 1, and for adiabatic process right now here we can see our non-flow closed system work will be P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. Dear students, now we can see the representation of various processes on PV diagram. So we can see in this figure, this is the y-axis is given as P pressure and the x-axis is given as V volume. So this process, this constant line we can see in horizontal direction, this shows isobaric process or constant pressure process, right? This rectangular hyperbola curve is showing isothermal process, right? We have already seen PV equal to constant is the equation for this isothermal curve. We can see this curve is known as adiabatic curve. Adiabatic curve is a little bit steeper than isothermal curve. Why? Because the slope of adiabatic curve is gamma times more the slope of isothermal curve, right? The slope of isothermal curve is dP by dV is equal to P by V, right? Minus P by V. And similarly, if we will find out the slope of adiabatic curve, then we will get dP by dV is equal to minus gamma P by V. So the slope of adiabatic curve is gamma times greater than the isothermal curve. That's why this slope is more steeper. That's why this curve is more steeper than isothermal curve, right? And this vertical line on volume axis we can see this is our isochoric process, or this is also known as constant volume process. In this graph we can also see this is constant pressure process, this is isothermal process, this is adiabatic process, and this is constant volume process. In isobaric process pressure is constant, in isochoric process volume is constant, in isothermal process temperature is constant, and delta U is equal to 0 for ideal gas. A change in internal energy, we have discussed in the last class that internal energy is nothing but the associated energy with the molecules of the system. So internal energy is also a function of temperature, that's why change in temperature is 0, so change in internal energy is 0. And in adiabatic process there will be no heat transfer, so Q is equal to 0. Now we will discuss students, what is heat? What is heat? So basically heat is nothing but defined as the form of energy that is transferred across a boundary by virtue of temperature difference. When there is a temperature difference, then we can define heat very easily, right? So dear students, the transfer of heat between two bodies in direct contact is called conduction. What is conduction? The transfer of heat between two bodies in direct contact is called conduction, right? Heat may be transferred between two bodies separated by an empty space or gases by the mechanism of radiation, right? By the mechanism of radiation through electromagnetic waves. So what is radiation? Heat transfer between two bodies separated by empty space or gases through electromagnetic waves. So from sun we get heat, so that heat comes by the help of radiation, and heating in metals or metal rods by the help of conduction, right? So convection, the transfer of heat between a wall and a fluid system in motion, right? So when a fluid is in motion and it is being connected with a wall, so that kind of heat transfer is known as convection, right? So the direction of heat transfer is normally taken from high temperature system to the low temperature system. Heat flow into a system is taken to be positive, and heat flow out of a system is taken as negative. Basically we can see here the heat equation, that is Q equal to mc delta T. So heat is basically proportional to the mass of the substance and change in temperature of the substance. So Q is proportional to M and delta T, and C is here constant. So this is specific heat constant, right? So we can say that Q is equal to MC delta T, where delta T is T final minus T initial, and when delta T is negative, heat is lost from the system. So that is Q is negative, and when delta T is positive, that means heat is gained in the system. So Q is positive, right? So, and normally if we discuss about heat, so heat is a form of energy in transit like work transfer, and heat is a boundary phenomenon since it occurs only at boundaries of a system, right? So energy transfer by virtue of temperature difference only is called heat transfer, right? And I think a process in which no heat crosses the boundary of a system is called an adiabatic process, where no heat transfer takes place, right? So dear students, here also we have written specific heat. What is specific heat? That means what is this C, right? So specific heat is nothing but specific heat of a substance is the amount of heat it takes to raise the temperature of 1 gram of a substance to unit degree temperature difference, right? So we can write C is equal to Q divided by M into delta T, and we can write C is equal to Q divided by M delta T, right? So unit of C will be joule per gram per degree Celsius. Now dear students, we will see a numerical. So question is, a piston of an oil engine of area 0.0045 square meter moves downward 75 mm. Means the area of piston is given this much and the displacement is given this much. Then drawing in 0.00028 cubic meter of fresh air from the atmosphere. That means that much amount of volume it is drawing from the atmosphere in the cylinder. The pressure in the cylinder is uniform during the process at 80 kPa. So dear students, here clearly they have written and mentioned in the question, pressure in the cylinder is uniform. Uniform means same, constant. Pressure is not changing. So this is a constant pressure process. So 80 kilopascal is the pressure, while the atmospheric pressure is that much, 101.325 kilopascal, the difference being due to the flow resistance in the induction pipe and the inlet valve. So estimate the displacement work done by the air finally in the cylinder. Means they are asking non-flow closed system work in constant pressure process. So dear students, we will go back to the previous slides and we will see what is our constant pressure process flow work. So our constant pressure process flow work is, non-flow work is, W is equal to P into V2 minus V1, means W equal to P integral dV, right? So we have to apply this formula in this question, W12 equal to integral V1 V2 P dV equal to P into V2 minus V1, right? So first of all we will see that what is the initial volume. We don't know the initial volume, right? So we will take initial volume as 0, right? And what will be our final volume? So our final volume will be area multiplied with displacement. That will become our final volume, right? Because the piston of an oil engine of that much area moves downward that much, drawing in that much of fresh air from the atmosphere. So this value and this value is area and this value is displacement. When these two will multiply with each other, this will give a volume of the piston stroke. So we multiply 0.0045 into 0.075, so it will become 0.0003375 cubic meter, right? So change in volume is equal to final volume minus initial volume. Initial volume is 0, so final volume is already, we have got this, right? So change in volume is 0.0003375. So we can write it in this form, 3.375 into 10 to the power minus 4 cubic meter. So we know pressure is constant and pressure is 80 kilopascal, right? Means 80,000 pascal. So now work done, formula of work done is P dV or P delta V. So P is 80 multiplied with change in volume, this 0.0003375. Unit will be in kilojoule because we are taking pressure in kilopascals. So our final answer is 0.027 kilojoule. If we will convert it into joule, then it will become 27 joule. So that's all for today class, dear students. Thank you.